The Honourable Prime Minister made the disclosure during a site visit to the Canefield East housing development, where 17 resilient homes are currently under construction. The Prime Minister says there will be more than 17 homes built in the area, and his government is in consultation with the parliamentary representative to discuss the extent of the housing needs in that community.
There's a huge demand for housing. We are an example to many countries around the world, what we do for housing. It is unprecedented in our country, and is unprecedented in the Caribbean. And people are amazed, one, of our ability to raise the financing to build homes. People are asking us every day, how do we do it? How do we sustain it? And this has been going on for more than 15 years. This has been going on for more than 15 years. We have helped eradicate the presence of pit latrines in our country in a dramatic way. You understand? And people laughed at us for this. You know, we are removing pit latrines. But there's some who they in this opposition people, they're not interested in anything positive Dominica, so anything, you know, that is positive to the country, they in a condescending way will criticize. But we as a government, we are focused on the needs of the people, and we are guided by their advice and what they need us to do on their behalf, and that's what we're doing.
In terms of raising the bar from what obtained under previous administrations, the Prime Minister says his government has gone beyond what is normally expected in the area of housing and also in other areas such as education.
What we try to do is to bring every community at the same level. We don't want to create no class society. And this is why the same quality of the homes you see here, you will see it in Granby, you will see it in Penville, you will see it in Paybush, you will see it in Woodfordale, same quality. We're not saying, okay, the people of Woodfordale are less than the people of Maho, or the people of Maho are less than the people of Penville. No, or because I'm the Prime Minister and the part of Penville, let me give Penville people a different quality. No, everybody has the same quality of homes, because we want to take people from where they are and raise them up. And that's what Labour has done. And that's why you see so many young Dominicans today have university degrees. Not because the government must do it, because if the government must do it, why governments before us did not do it? Because a government is only responsible to provide its citizens with what is called basic education, up to 16 years. This is why before we came into government in 2000, when you got to 16 years, they would throw you out of school. And when children would double, that child goes home. And when a young girl, unfortunately, would get pregnant in school, that's it for her. No, since 2002, if a young girl gets pregnant in school, she goes and have a baby and come back to school so she can sit the CXC exams, so that she does not find herself in the poverty line. She's empowered with an education so she can go and work and take care of a child. When we came into government, there was no intensive care unit. And all Dominicans who were hearing me, think of how many of your family members who went through that intensive care unit. And had we not had the intensive care unit, maybe they would have died. And it is in 2005, the first time in our history, we saw an intensive care unit. When we came into government, only 7% of all students who graduated at high school went to the college. Today it's 100%. Not because we just say it's 100%. We invested, we built it, we employ more lecturers. We provide more funding to the college. And today it is free of charge. When you go to the United States in the same community college, and though our community college is much higher level than that in America, you pay $9,000 per semester for community college.
The Prime Minister says his administration has made huge strides in the area of provision of healthcare services.
When we say we're revolutionizing healthcare in Dominica, look at the number of facilities we had. When we talk about the HIFU machine, the opposition laughed at us. When we said we're the only or one of the second countries, or the only country in the Caribbean, certainly in the Eastern Caribbean, that has an HIFU machine. So far, up until July, there may be more now, 11 people had interventions done with using the HIFU machine. These are people who would have had to go overseas and find $150,000, $200,000 to go overseas to get that surgery done. Non-invasive surgery for early detection of cancer patients. The MRI, we used to go to Antigua. They would charge us about $2,000 just to do the MRI, plus ticket, plus hotel, plus airport taxis, plus food. And sometimes, depending on who you are, you have to bring somebody with you. Another ticket to buy. Now the person can go to the MRI in Dominica for $300 or so to get an MRI, and those who are 16 over, you get it for free. When you look at our road infrastructure, every road in Dominica was bad. To come from Portsmouth to Rosa was a nightmare. Potholes over the place. There were more potholes in the roads than there were surface areas. And don't even talk about the villages, there were no roads in the villages. And so people have to see from where we came from and where we are now.
The Commonwealth of Dominica has been ranked as the best citizenship by investment program in the 6th edition of the CBI Index. Released last week, the CBI Index is published by the Financial Times Professional Wealth Management magazine. The in-depth report is a comprehensive ranking system that compares operational CBI programs. It examines and evaluates economic citizenship programs offered by various countries in Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, and Europe. Researcher James McKay said in the report it is Dominica's 6th consecutive year sitting atop the overall rankings, and it once again maintains a perfect score of 10 in 6 of the 9 pillars under assessment. Prime Minister Dr. Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit welcomed the news from the CBI Index and said, "We are honored that our Citizenship by Investment program has been recognized as the best for the 6th consecutive year." Dominica's Citizenship by Investment program finished with an overall percentage score of 90% and received perfect scores in 6 out of the 9 pillars.